Cool. Nathan, quick on the pulse, eh?
As always.
Nathan, you can fire away?
Can you hear me, Zila?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. Good day, gentlemen in the high table. Coach D, after Saturday's defeat, Jock and Sia did not give clear areas where it all went wrong. But upon doing the review, what are the areas have you guys identified as areas of concern in the lead up into this weekend's game?
Well, Nathan, I would just say, listen, we've done a thorough review, but if you look at the game, I think don't want to let it sound like a cliche, but obviously they've created a lot of chances for themselves and used those chances. Obviously, we've done also that. We've created a lot of opportunities for us, and unfortunately did not capitalize in all of that. And that will be our main focus, where we can learn to, whenever we get an opportunity or a chance, that we have to convert it into points.
Any further questions? No hands are raised at the moment. Oh, thanks, Quibus. I was going to say this is going to be the quickest press conference ever. Quibus, you can go.
Not so easy. Thanks, Zino. Coach, I want to ask you, is there concern in the camp regarding the malls? It just didn't look that anything happened in the malls, and I think it was maybe the situation at second test against the All Blacks as well.
No, I don't think we've got concern. Obviously, as I said last week, we are still a work in progress. I think we've got some great rewards there. Some rewards we did not get, and from the scrums also we've got some rewards. So yeah, that is just a thing that we can continue working on. And also well done to Australia for making it very challenging in that area at time.
Mike? Mike?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Let's go. Now we can hear you, Mike.
Yeah, Stephen, just from a player's point of view, how did you guys sort of feel after the game? What had happened and what went wrong? And maybe just a little bit of the mood this week going into a very important test.
I think from the players' point of view, post game, yeah, of course we were extremely disappointed. I think we gave ourselves, as Coach D said, a lot of opportunities where we could either score tries. We actually played extremely good rugby. Say that 15 minutes before halftime, where we couldn't really get any points on the scoreboard, was extremely frustrating. And I think, we allowed them to score 2 quick tries just past halftime. So I think from that point of view, post game, disappointed in the result, probably disappointed in ourselves. But then looking at the review and actually seeing the opportunities that we did create, much better. I think there was an incredible vibe at training today. I felt the meetings went really well. The training itself went really well, and I think the guys are in a good headspace. Even though we lost, but I feel the guys are even though it's Monday, really up for another big test match this weekend.
Heinz?
Hi guys, hope you're well. Deon, obviously a guy like Dwayne Vermeulen would elicit a lot of attention, from normal South African fans and stuff. But you guys, you are the decision makers. You guys have the metrics, that paint a different picture sometimes than what's available to us, that type of thing. Just how you feel is he coming on? I mean, obviously he's come off a long layoff, and almost came in a bit cold to an extent. You guys feel he's getting sort of like to a stage, where he's going to turn it on now, he's got a bit of match fitness behind him?
Quite happy in terms of the progress that Dwayne made. Obviously, we take into recognition that he comes from an injury. It was actually his first game back after such a long time. So a second game back, and he's improved tremendously in different areas. And obviously we look forward to this upcoming game and the contribution that all of our players can make. As we all look at the different players throughout the squad. But Dwayne is a quality player. He always makes a good contributions, whether it's in set pieces or just in general play. And we're just glad that we have that experience in our squad.
Brendan?
Good morning, guys. Deon, just firstly, just checking on any injury issues that you guys may have, and then secondly, two of the things that have sort of been a hallmark of your test this year. One is a slow start in the first half. It's been in a number of games. You guys have started very slowly and had to play catch up. And second of all, the amount of chances you created. In a lot of your games, you've created more chances than in the past, but finishing has been a problem. Just how do you address those two things, and what's the mood in the team regarding that? How do you get past that?
Obviously, we've, as I said, we've done a thorough review. We would like to start our games with intensity, and obviously, we can't always predict that you're going to have a good start. You can just pitch up with the right attitude and do your best. Unfortunately, the bounce of the ball at times didn't go our way. But we're confident that we can turn that around. Also, just in terms of the game, we know we were 25-3 down at a time in the game, but the guys really came back very well. We left an 8-point deficit on the field, so we're quite proud in terms of the way the players did not give up, which become part of this of the Springbok side. But yes, those are things that we, as I said, as part of our review that we look at, and we will try to improve in terms of that.
Percy?
Thank you so much, Zina. Zina, can I go in with Afrikaans, please?
Percy, can we save that for a little later?
Sure.
Let us just try and... Nathan, is your question in English?
Yes, in English.
Okay, cool. You can go.
Thank you. Kitsy, it's not a secret that the Boks are known to have a good set piece, but as of late, it's not really evident. I mean, if we look at the stats, before the Australian game, there were, I think, 23 mauls in 4 games. What can you guys do differently, especially with mauls? And have you guys identified areas where you, as a forwards unit, can penetrate the Australian defense?
I think probably the big thing for us with mauls is creating a platform to either strike from, kick from, or gain points. So I think just looking back at this weekend's game, even though the maul didn't get a lot of momentum, we still got 6 penalty advantages that we could possibly play from. So in my opinion, I still feel the maul is a big weapon and a big part of the fundamentals of rugby. So even though it doesn't always look at from the side where you either gaining 10, 20 meters per maul, you're actually still creating an opportunity either to score 3 points or to have a free play with under penalty advantage.
Mike?
Deon, I know you've got to be careful what you say in the media, but I have to ask this question. The entire rugby world is talking about the Faf Nick White incident. Are you able to give us any thoughts or comments on that?
Oh, I would not like to elaborate on the referee decision or that what happened there. I think our team must just have to learn to get past those situations. We're quite happy with the discipline of our team at this stage. I think in terms of penalties conceded before this game, we're actually one of the teams that have conceded the least penalties. So yeah, we never try to do things with intent, but yeah, we moved on from that incident and we learned a lot from it, and we're looking forward to the next challenge.
Thank you.
Brendan?
Sorry, Deon, just on the injuries front, you never answered that one. And then to Stephen, one for you. One of the hallmarks of these games in Australia tends to be the fact that for some reason, the Australians get away with a lot of gamesmanship and things that other teams don't normally get away, and that you guys don't get away with in games like that. And it seems to affect you guys. Do you think that's a fair statement? And how do you guys handle that? How do you guys counter that?
We have a couple of players that have knocks and bruises after the game. We have been assessed and are following the recovery protocols and back to train protocols. But I think Jacques will elaborate tomorrow more on that.
Yeah, I think just it's quite a difficult one for me to answer. Like, I think as a team, we never look for any opportunities to either. How can I say this the right way? We want to play the game inside the law book with as much aggression, power, speed as possible. And we never look for shortcuts in any way. But I think what happens, games are played, and you want trying to get the upper hand as much as possible. So it all comes down to ref interpretation, where the ARs are seeing the game, the way the game is blown, the way the game is panned out, the stakes that are involved in the game. So I think I don't want to comment on them getting away with certain tricks or tactics. We just want to play a great game, a great test match.
Percy, I see, shame you can go in Afrikaans since you've been waiting for a while and it's the same people asking over and over.
Thank you for feeling shame for me, Zina. Baie dankie meneer. Meneer Davids, ja, goeiemiddag, goeienaand, Steven. Deon, kan ek jou vra? Ek het al genoeg in die strik getrap en ek gaan nie weer dieselfde strik trap. Ek gaan nie vir Deon Davids op 'n maandag vra oor spankeuses vra nie, maar ek gaan hom egter vra, meneer Davids, as deel van die bestuur, kan ek jou vra, 'n Springbokspan of liewers 'n wêreldbekerspan, 'n wêreldkampioen word nie oornag na 2 Westere skielike swak span nie. As julle as bestuur nog vol selfvertroue dat julle nog die regte wenresep het na 2 nederlae in die lig van julle gaan môre weer 'n span uitsit daar in die wêreld, en dink julle dit is nog steeds 'n span wat kampioene, wat spanne kan wen, veral hierdie span wat hierdie naweek te saamkom? En dan Steven, kan ek vir jou vra, jy kom uit 'n wenkultuur daar op 'n provinsiale vlak, jy kom bietjie deur 'n dip nou met jou Springbokspan 2 nederlae. Hoe is die gees in die kamp? Is julle nog positief dat julle weer 'n wêreldkamp vertoning kan oplewer?
Percy, definitief. Ek dink ons is bevoorreg om so 'n klomp talentvolle spelers in ons groep te hê. Ons het van die begin af gesê dat ons het 'n breë plan in terme van ons voorbereiding. Ons het verskillende geleenthede vir spelers geskep. Ons op die oomblik het ons ook 'n reeks beserings aan van ons topspelers. Maar die blootstelling wat die jong manne gekry het in hierdie paar toetse, ek dink gaan van groot waarde wees vorentoe. Ek dink diepte is belangrik en ons besef ook 'n wenmomentum is belangrik. Maar ek dink saam met die talent, ons spelpatroon wat ons speel, as jy kyk na hierdie wedstryd wat verby is, het verskillende geleenthede geskep. So ons glo in wat ons doen en dat vir ons vorentoe, indien ons miskien net in 1 of 2 areas of in 2 geleenthede beter besluitneming doen of beter reageer, dat ons beloon sal word daarvoor. So ja, ons is nog vol vertroue dat ons op die regte pad is.
Ja, Percy, ek stem 100% saam met coach Deon. Ek dink twee verlore is 'n bitter pil om te sluk, maar ek glo nog steeds in het volhard dat hierdie 'n talentvolle, ervare 'n wêreldwenner van 'n span is, en ek dink as ons die klein bietjie hoë kans wat ons vir onsself gee in die week en die planne ten volle kan uitvoer, glo ek ons sal weer op die wenpad kom. So nee, ek is volle vertroue en ek glo nog steeds my hele hart is hierdie span kan enigiets regkry.
Heinz?
Thanks, Zina. Steven, ek gaan sommer in Afrikaans vra. Ek dink daar's 'n erkenning in julle kamp, jy weet dat julle beslis, jy weet meer van julle geleenthede kan afrond te dinge, maar ek het net gewonder as 'n ou wat op daardie stadium op die veld was, jy weet, dink jy dit gee die mense dalk so 'n bietjie van 'n hupstoot, jy weet, dalk net 'n momentum of 'n sielkundige hupstoot om in die volgende wedstryd in te gaan met die feit, jy weet dat julle wel 2-3, jy weet, laat aangeteken het, jy weet dat mense dalk net 'n bietjie selfvertroue gee, jy weet, in terme, jy weet, van jy weet, geleenthede afrond verband.
100%. Ek dink die feit hoe ons kon maklik toe ons 25-3 agter was met 15 minute om te gaan, maklik ons kop laat hang het en gesê luister hierdie game is verby, maar die veg gees en die manier hoe die ouens dit benader geef my baie vertroue en ek dink gee die span en die management baie vertroue om te dink dat maak nie saak hoe erg ons rug teen die muur is dat hierdie ouens bereid is om te beklei nie. So ek dink dis een van die eienskappe wat 'n Springbokspan het en ja, so jy gesê het, dit gee vir jou 'n bietjie vertroue om te weet, luister as ons bietjie besluit om met bal in hand te hardloop of net uit te voer wat ons op die of te execute wat ons plan is op die veld, dat die resultate of die punte ons kant toe kom.
Kobus?
Dankie Zina. Deon, ek wil vir jou vra, was daar sedertdien na Saterdag saam met die groep senior ouens 'n gesprek oor die uitvoering om dit wat nodig gaan wees om Saterdag meer akkuraat te wees? En ek wil graag dan ook daarbey aansluit, wil ek vir jou vra, die Argentyne en die All Blacks Saterdag in Nieu-Seeland gewen, maak dit hierdie jaar 'n bietjie meer 'n interessanter kompetisie?
Definitief. Ek dink dinge raak nou baie kompeterend rondom al die spanne in hierdie kompetisie, kan enige kant toe gaan en dit wys jou net die gehalte of die intensiteit in die kompetisie wat tussen die spanne in hierdie stadium bestaan, wat dinge baie interessant maak. Ons volg ons normale rugbyprogram, soos ons altyd doen en natuurlik as 'n span senior, junior, nuwe spelers, bestuurspan, almal vat verantwoordelikheid in terme van wat nodig is om dinge vir ons om te draai. En ja, en soos gewoonweg het ons gesprekke met almal oor die wye aspekte van ons wedstrydplan en hoe ons gevorder het. En ja, ek dink almal aanvaar verantwoordelikheid om dinge om te draai en om net weer om vir die volgende wedstryd dit wat nie vir ons gewerk het nie, om daarop te verbeter.
Percy?
Thank you, Zina. Zina, I was just going to ask my questions in English again. Coach Deon, can I just ask you in English perhaps, like I asked you in Afrikaans, do you as management, as Springbok squad, the extended Springbok squad, do you guys still think you guys are on the right path after 2 defeats though, sir? Does that make you guys a bad team, or is this a World Cup winning team who knows how to pick themselves up? And then to Stephen, a similar question. You come from a winning culture. How's the mood in the camp? Usually after 2 defeats, players tend to lower their heads. Are you guys still confident you can pick yourselves up this coming weekend?
We are quite confident that we are still on the right track. We are blessed with a lot of talented players, experience and exciting youngsters coming into the squad. We've said from the start that we've got a long-term view in our mind, and we are quite glad that we, despite striving to win every game, that we gave opportunities to different players to gain some experience in different matches. Currently, obviously, unfortunately, we also have some key injuries in certain positions, but we're glad that the players that played in those players' positions got the chance to experience test level rugby and to build on that experience. We believe in our game plan. If you look back at this past game, you could see that our game plan created a lot of chances. Unfortunately, we did not capitalize on that, and the biggest lesson for us in that is just to work harder to get better rewards in terms of that. But we're quite confident in what we do, and we're looking forward for the next challenge.
Yeah, per se, I think similar to what Coach Deon said, as players, we're very disappointed in back-to-back losses, but it's all in our control. I still believe this team's got the capabilities and talent and experience to be world beaters. So I'm still full of confidence and still feel this team can excel at any given moment. And as the saying goes, 7 days is a short time, but in rugby terms, it's give yourself a lot of time to turn things around. So I truly believe this team can turn it around and play a winning style of rugby.
Are there any further questions, guys?
Can I possibly ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Parting shot. Coach Deon, can I ask you guys, obviously this week in Sydney, sir, how does the dynamics change this week in Sydney though, sir? Because obviously last week I asked some of your colleagues as well. You guys were kind of in a foreign environment. Are you guys in a much more comfort zone now, being in Sydney this time around?
The comfort zone is the correct word. We're quite settled in terms where we are now. Obviously, today was our first day of training, and we're just building up like normal into this game. Quite excited to be here and quite excited for the next challenge.
Guys, any further hands? Grant?
Thanks, Zina. Deon, just in terms of the Rugby Championship, what do you make of the fact that it's so open this year? What do you put that down to?
I think, as I said, it gives an indication of the challenge, how challenging this competition is. As I said, also, it's quite exciting to know that you have to be at your best every Saturday to get a good result. You could also see that the growth of the teams in the different in this competition, and it's good preparation for us with a couple of months into the World Cup and ahead, and then also for our end of year tour. So yeah, learning some good lessons, gaining some good experience, and yeah, it just makes things exciting if things are so tight.
Cool. Percy, I see we're running out of questions here, guys. We'll take the last one from Percy, and then we'll wrap it up.
Ja, maar Steven, ek vra net vir jou, miskien kan jy my uithelp. Ek is seker hoe my statistieke nie, maar my inligting laat my weet is dat julle min of meer so 12 jaar, liewer die Springbokke 12 jaar laas in Sydney gespeel. Ek het nou juist vir Deon gevra daaroor. Is dit gemaklik vir julle om terug in Sydney te wees? Is dit 'n gemaklike hunting ground vir julle, of gaan dit soort van tussen aanhalings 'n foreign ground vir julle wees?
Ja, Percy, ek dink enige toets weg van die huis af, enige toets oor die algemeen is 'n uitdaging op sy eie, maar 'n toets weg van die huis af bring net soveel meer challenges. Bring net soveel meer challenges saam met dit. So ek bedoel, die ouens het ja, niemand is in 'n regte roetine nie. Ek bedoel, bly in 'n hotel. Ek bedoel, oefenvelde verskil elke week. So ek sal nie sê ons is in 'n gemaklike sone nie, maar dit is om 'n week al oor see te wees. Ek dink die ouens is geklimatiseer, gewoond aan die tydverskil, en of gesettel in ons weeklikse program. So nee, ek dink die ouens sien uit, en ek dink met dit bygesê van wat ons gesien het van die game van laasweek, weet ons presies waar ons moet werk hierdie week, wat ons vanoggend in ons meetings beplan het, en ek dink die ouens sien uit na die uitdaging. Wat jy sê dat dit maklik gaan wees nie, maar dit gaan nog 'n groter wees hierdie week in Sydney.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining our press conference. I'm going to be sending out the recording shortly, so could I please ask you to leave the meeting so that it speeds up the process to get the recording out. Thanks to Deon and Stephen, and have a lovely evening or day.
Cheers, bye.
Thank you very much.